All right, nobody should watch this. Um, I'm just talking to narrate my life. Oh, but you shouldn't watch this. What do I have to say? Well, I just read this thing. I read this thing that said that basically it said that you can have like a good ripple effect, or you can have a bad ripple effect. And so, get the point, Sean. Long story short, it said that don't be a bad influence. Ways some things that I do that are potentially a bad influence is advocating bulimia. I'm not advocating bulimia. Bulimia is bad. Nobody should do bulimia. I don't want to do bulimia, but I'm gonna do bulimia right now. I'm gonna pig out. I'm just pigging out, and I'm gonna throw up. And so, what's the point? It's not good. It's not good. What am I trying to say? I heard some other thing on Joe Rogan that said that people can get a good thing from looking at bad examples. Like they can look at good examples and be like, I want to be like that guy. Or they can look at like a bad example and be like, dude, I don't want to be like that guy. And so but I think it's good to basically call what's good and what's bad as good or bad. What's my point? I don't want to do bulimia, but basically I'm noticing this thing where get the point, Sean. I'm noticing this thing where basically there's like all this deterioration around me and I can't plug up all the holes. Like basically, I don't know. I basically have to acknowledge that basically, my ex, just basically my ex getting married. In my head, there was some kind of delusional hope that like maybe my ex could come back. Now that that's gone forever because she's marrying somebody else, that's a big like downgrade to life that makes me kind of hopeless. I have to acknowledge that's put me in like a real like bad, hopeless thing. And then just like I didn't realize this, but just my dad now leaning on me is a big like downgrade. It's kind of like there's kind of like this thing where like my dad's gonna need me to help him, and there's one thing about that is like it means basically a big chunk of time that I'm gonna have just wasted, kind of like wasted. I mean, I guess it's good for him, but it's like I'm now gonna have to just walk. Like I'm gonna increasingly have this thing where like I have to just do these things for my dad, and there's just nothing in it for me, and it kind of makes me worse. Is basically like I have to acknowledge that just basically like just even like hanging around my dad for basically an hour is like depressing. It's depressing and I noticed this thing where like if I go to jujitsu, if I'm around a bunch of young people, you can kind of like vampire off of like young people's energy. But I think the reverse is true. Is if you're like around some old people, you can just kind of get like sucked, and I just feel like drained. I feel like oh god. And so I'm just noticing this thing where like basically if I spend like an hour with dad, afterwards I feel really horrible. I'm like I feel like an old person, and I feel hopeless and shitty, and tired, and just like oh god, because I have to like go to his level. I have to like walk slow with him, and I have to like listen and stuff, and just he's gonna look all bad, he's gonna sound all bad, it's gonna be really depressing, and I'm gonna have to do that every day. And then afterwards I'm gonna want to like I want some like feel good. I want to hide, and I want to be like oh god. So what's the point? So basically I'm noticing this pattern where like I'm gonna have to deal with dad, I'm gonna feel drained and terrible afterwards, and then I'm probably gonna want to pig out. And so life is increasingly, it just seems like it's not gonna be like Candyland. It's not gonna be like, oh, I got this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and everything's just fun all day. It's gonna be like shittiness adding to shittiness. And what's my point? I don't know. I keep thinking like that Christ thing is probably true. I wonder basically if this is just like an inevitable thing of old life. I wonder if there's just this is kind of like it's not going to be good. Like I don't know. I've never gotten old before, but I wonder if it's like just like it's supposed to be shitty. It's supposed to fall apart. It's supposed to be depressing. It's going to get more that way. That's right on schedule. And then I heard that on my ChatGPT that said you shouldn't say that. That's fatalist. You can have like a bad effect on the young people. But if I had to bet on it, I'd kind of say like if I just fast forward enough, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's probably true. And so then that's really depressing. But the good thing about it is like, well, I don't know, young people, they should enjoy their youth. But I would imagine if things keep up like this, if my dad kind of needs like more and more stuff, if I don't find some kind of way to like make it fun, I keep thinking like maybe if I get a way to live stream all day, if I can turn it into like a game, it has to become like fun. If I just think of it as like sucked down, like my time is sucked, my energy is sucked, then everything just sucks. And I'm just like everything just, I hate that feeling of just being like, I like being like, wake up, like fucking, we're riding high, like everything's like we're moving and fast. And I hate that, like, I don't know if that makes sense, but just basically this dad's gonna like, I feel like dad's gonna like suck me down and everything's gonna go like, and then I'm just like, well then fuck it, whatever, just let me just pig out and throw up. There's no, I'm not gonna, this just life's gonna like drag me down. And I keep thinking like, this is just the start, this is just like, this is just the beginning. It's like there's gonna be more, like what's your point? Anyway, I hope I find some kind of way to make it good. But if I'm really honest, I mean, if I flash forward, you know, I would imagine if there was some 46-year-old guy complaining back in 1985. I remember watching a video of some guy in 1985 just saying like, well, I've done the math and like, you know, it's probably going to get worse. And so was my, like, basically I would imagine if there was some guy my age complaining about these things in 1985, he's probably for sure dead by now, or basically as good as dead. And so that's kind of what if I was really honest, I'd just be like, yeah, it's probably going to get worse, and just like things are going to get shittier and fall apart, and they're going to lead to more falling apart, and the falling apart is going to lead to depression, and that's fucking how it goes. So that's like how it goes. And so just enjoy the falling apart. And so you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't fall apart. You shouldn't do bulimia. And I might even get into like drinking. Like just, I'm going to do some like coping shit, because it just seems like there's no hope. There's no fucking hope. And I'm just going to, it's just over. And there's just shit falling apart everywhere. And just whatever, just fucking, I can't fight it anymore. There's no more hope. There's no girlfriend hope for me. There's no more girlfriend hope. There's no more career hope. There's no more getting better hope for me. And so I'm just gonna enjoy fucking slop, just fucking shitty food and bulimia and probably alcohol or some shit. But you do better. You fucking be better.